Scientists hit a quantum milestone, 6,100 qubits at room temperature. Microsoft quietly kills local Windows accounts. Cloud sign-ins are now mandatory. AI's power demand could surge tenfold, but it's only part of a much bigger energy crunch. And marketing is riding the Gen AI tidal wave, and we're only early in the storm. Welcome to #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. A team from the California Institute of Technology, one of the top research universities in the world, has built a 6,100 qubit quantum processor that operates at room temperature. And for those of you who follow this technology, yes, I said at room temperature. It's a milestone that could reshape the race towards practical quantum computing. Until now, the biggest general-purpose systems came from IBM with its Condor chip at about 1,121 qubits, and from Atom Computing, a California startup specializing in neutral atom quantum hardware, whose systems hit about 1,180 usable qubits. Caltech's new system is 5 times larger, and it maintained coherence for 12.6 seconds, which is remarkable for any platform at this scale. The secret is in the design. Instead of superconducting chips that need to be cooled near absolute zero, Caltech's researchers used neutral atoms held in place by laser tweezers. Each atom acts as a controllable quantum bit, all floating in a vacuum, allowing for stability at room temperature without cryogenic complexity. Now, you might be thinking, didn't Canada's D-Wave already build a machine with more qubits? And you'd be right. D-Wave's Advantage 2 system, built in Vancouver, uses more than 5,000 qubits. But there's a catch. It's a quantum annealer, specialized for optimization problems. Caltech's setup is gate-based, which is the architecture needed for universal algorithms, the kind that could one day crack chemistry simulations, encryption, or make AI breakthroughs possible. Still, it's important to note, Caltech has not yet used this machine to solve real-world problems. It's a scientific prototype, not a working quantum computer that you can program. But demonstrating 6,100 stable, individually controlled qubits at room temperature is a huge step forward. If you've been holding out and keeping your Windows PC off Microsoft's cloud, your days are numbered. Microsoft is now closing the last loopholes that allowed users to set up Windows 11 with a local account instead of signing in with a Microsoft account. According to reports from the Register and XDA developers, even old tricks like disconnecting from Wi-Fi during setup no longer work in the latest builds. The installer now insists on a Microsoft login before you can even reach the desktop. This applies to both Windows 11 Home and Pro editions, the versions used by most consumers and small businesses. Only enterprise and education licenses, which connect through corporate domain systems, can still create local logins. Microsoft said it's about security, personalization, and cloud integration, pointing to features like password syncing, OneDrive, and automatic backup. But critics call it what it looks like: another push to tie every user to Microsoft's online ecosystem and harvest more usage data in the process. And for privacy-minded users, or those managing standalone systems, this marks the end of an era. Local accounts have been around since the earliest days of Windows, and now, unless you're on a corporate network tracked by Microsoft, they're effectively gone. A new forecast from DNV, that's Det Norsk Veritas, the Norwegian energy consultancy, warns that electricity demand from AI data centers could rise tenfold by 2030. That sounds dramatic, but the same report says that by 2040, AI and all data centers combined may still use less than 3% of global power demand. Now, at first, that sounds like a contradiction, until you do the math. Data centers today use about 1 to 1.5% of the world's electricity, but AI workloads are still only a slice of that, maybe 0.5% or less. It's a big share of that number, but it's still relatively small. So a tenfold increase keeps them in the low single digits. Another big reason? Efficiency gains. Chips, cooling systems, and software are getting better at squeezing more work out of every watt. And at the other side of the equation, total electricity demand is rising fast as cars, heating, and industry all go electric. So AI's share may explode, but absolute demand will as well. Right now, most of that surge is coming from the US and Canada, where AI data center construction is booming. But the rest of the world is electrifying too, from manufacturing in Asia to transport in Europe and Africa. The power generation and grid expansion we'll need goes far beyond just powering AI. And these are projections, not certainties. But we appear to be on track for a level of electricity demand that we don't yet have plans to adequately meet. Whether that shortfall is eventually filled by renewables, nuclear, or something new like fusion, it's clear that in the short term we have a crisis, but the AI era is only one part of that much larger power problem. In our continuing series of how AI is actually driving results, a new survey from SAS and Coleman Parks shows that 85% of marketing teams are now using generative AI, and that's up from 75% from last year. And the enthusiasm is real. 93% of CMOs said they've seen a clear return on their investment. Even among broader marketing teams, 83% report measurable gains. Those gains come from personalization, data handling, and time savings. About 9 out of 10 marketers say Gen AI helps them create tailored content faster and process massive data sets more efficiently. The tools are spreading everywhere. Chatbots, content generation, and trend analysis are the leading uses, but teams are also experimenting with synthetic data and digital twins to test campaigns before they go live. And the investment is locked in. 93% of marketing departments already have Gen AI budgets extending through 2026. But here's the caution. Fewer than 1 in 10 organizations have solid governance in place. And while half of CMOs say they plan to invest in more autonomous or agentic AI within a year, only about a fifth have tested it in the real world. And that's why the next phase will be messy. It'll be full of breakthroughs, but full of confusion and probably some spectacular failures. But make no mistake, this is a revolution. And for anyone who remembers marketing's digital transformation from print to web, from search to social over the past 2 decades, this shift is even bigger. And it's happening at light speed. Or as Bachman Turner Overdrive once sang, "Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet." And that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please share it with others. Give us a like or comment on your favorite podcast app or site. You can find us everywhere: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and more. We love to hear from you. Just visit technewsday.ca or technewsday.com, hit the Contact Us page, and send us your thoughts. If you're watching on YouTube, just put a comment under the video. We read them all. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a wonderful Wednesday.